Okay, how do they say it? This video may contain images and graphic videos that some people might not like. Okay, look. This video contains footage of a police shooting. Use your own personal discretion and your own personal accountability. You guys are smart enough. How's that? Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. Hey, what's up? Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. So just for a few seconds real quick, I am structuring the channel a little more formally. Let me know how you guys like it. The video before this one and this one, I have actually scripted what I'm going to say. So hopefully you will see that. So this is your chance to, in the fork of the road, see which way we go. You guys want to go more formal? We can definitely go more formal, and we'll go towards more of that formal look. If you guys like to fly by the seat of my pants where I just spew stupid stuff out of my mouth, say, hey, spew stupid stuff out of my mouth. I don't know, whatever you want. All right, so let's get into this here. This is the video of the shooting at a Taco Bell in Vallejo, California. It is the police-involved fatal shooting of a 20-year-old rapper, Willie McCoy, on February 9th at 10:30 p.m. Police reports say the doors were locked and the car was on and running with Willie McCoy in the driver's seat, unresponsive or asleep in a Taco Bell drive-thru. Now, there's a big discussion online, and I'm not sure why it's a big discussion, but on how they knew how the car doors were locked. Even the amazing Lucas had a full segment where he kind of showed how on old car doors the pin was up, you knew it was unlocked, the pin was down, you knew it was locked, and modern cars you don't. I'm not exactly sure why, how that adds or detracts from the case itself, but I understand that it's evidence. This very next sentence, I believe, in my opinion anyways, explains how they knew that the door was locked. He was unresponsive or asleep in the locked car, and he had a handgun sitting on his lap. So that, to me, tells me that the officers were close enough that they probably quietly approached the vehicle, tried the door handle, saw it was locked, peeked in, saw the gun. If they saw the gun in his lap and the door is locked, and that information is combined into the door is locked and he had a gun in his lap and they knew it, they backed off, that means they were probably close enough and tried the handle. Again, I don't know why that mattered so much to so many people, but there it is. You guys wanted it. That's my idea anyways. It's not definitive, but it makes sense. If they knew there was a handgun, then obviously they were close to the car door. Officers ordered him to put his hands up. According to law enforcement, Willie made a quick movement for his gun, which is understandable. You get snapped out of a dead sleep or a calm situation, and you are all of a sudden confronted with this hectic situation. You don't know what's going on. You just so happen to have a weapon that's designed for your self-protection sitting on your lap, easily accessible. Your two mind frames are going to be this, and both of them require you grabbing the gun. Your first mindset's going to be, holy crap, I'm under attack, blah, 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 blah. Or, oh, it's the cops, let me put my weapon away. Because you've got that cops yelling at you, lights, you're emerging into this hectic situation. Your brain is not, your prefrontal cortex is not reacting. The prefrontal cortex is what takes the instinct in your brain, and the instinct goes through the prefrontal cortex, and the prefrontal cortex is what says, hey, rationalizes what are we doing. But in a fight or flight situation, the prefrontal cortex is kind of bypassed, and you really are kind of running on pure caveman, cavewoman instinct, survival. Whatever your brain says, we need to survive, we do this in that split-second decision. So, I'm going to play the video of the shooting now. The credit of the video goes to Mercury News. This was the longest version of the video that I found. I did find quite a few shorter ones, but I wanted to find the one that had the most context. So Mercury News put this one on. It is used under Fair Use Act. And again, if you want to skip this part, now is the time to do so. I will play the video now.
Yo, there's like 7 cops out here. They just blocked the drive-thru. The guy over there doesn't want to come out. I don't know why. Dude. Holy dude. Holy dude, they just fired on that guy.
Alright, so that was 6 officers opening fire and killing Willie at the scene. There were a lot of gunshots. I'd be highly surprised if he'd survived, and yeah, they definitely mag-dumped on him. The family is saying that there was no attempt at a peaceful resolution. Now, this one is tough. This little situation right here, there was no attempt at a peaceful resolution, and this and that. You can spin this to suit any narrative you possibly want. So here's the spin. Why did they call the police on Willie McCoy? Why? Why did they call the police on a black man in a car? That's the narrative. But that's the spin. Hear me out. This is important. Okay? This is how spin happens. Now, you can go the route that Sean, the white guy, pretending to be a black guy, fighting for black rights, that actually does his cause more harm than good, King, and say that it was racist because there was a black man just asleep in his car with a handgun in his lap, doing nothing in the world, and people called the cops on him for being a black guy and asleep. Great. That's your right to have that perspective. If you want to have that bleak of an opinion of the world, go for it. It's your heart attack. Me, I look at it from a common sense perspective of if I was there and I saw someone, I don't care, black, brown, white, purple, pink, polka dotted, glowing, green, neon, uranium, I don't care. And they're passed out in a car, I'm thinking, shit, this guy might be having a heart attack. This guy might be having diabetes and he's having a diabetic attack. He needs help. That's what I would be thinking. Then there's the middle ground, which is probably the more likely scenario. I don't know if it is for sure, but this seems like the more likely scenario. You walk out, you see a human being, regardless of what they look like, what their skin color is, what their sex is, how they identify, you see a human being in a car. They're passed out. You walk over, you're like, shit, they look like they need help. Duck, duck, duck. Hey, are you okay? Doors are locked. Hey, are you okay? Ooh, shoot, there's a handgun on his lap. Oh, whoa. Wow, there's a passed out guy in a car with a handgun on his lap. Did he just shoot himself? Did he just commit suicide? Holy crap, I think he just committed suicide. Because your brain is thinking. You all know this. You get in a scenario and your brain thinks 20 different scenarios in that split second. You have that item that you're searching through your house, and all of a sudden in your mind's eye, as they say, is seeing it in every possible place you could possibly think of. The brain thinks of things. You see someone passed out, there's a handgun. Probably they'd be like, oh my God, they just committed suicide. Gotta call the cops. That's why I believe the cops probably called. But that's just my opinion. My condolences do go out to Willie King's family. It's a messed up situation. I'm sorry that it happened. Was there a way to avoid it? Yeah, obviously there's a way to avoid every situation. An error on all parts, I believe. Willie shouldn't have been there, passed out with a handgun open on his lap. The cops probably should have backed off a little bit further when they did see the handgun. It probably could have remained out of the line of fire. But then maybe they couldn't have. So the whole situation is really tough, but I wanted you to be aware of the spin that can can be put on this. Because this same spin can be put on so many stories. It's making the evidence fit your narrative. And the objective for us here is to say, hold on, rather than flying off the handle. How does it sound first in the head? Does it sound right? Yeah, it sounds pretty solid. It's what happened. We've got video, so there's no denying that it happened as it's portrayed as happening. So now it's just more of the inner idea. Did they do it because it was a black man? Did they do it because there was a gun? Did they do it because there was a black man with the gun? I don't think it was because there was a black man with a gun. I think it was because there was a human being with a gun. They reacted fast. The officers are human beings with guns. They reacted fast. See? No winners in this. There's no winners. There's never any winners in these. The only thing we can do is try to figure out what happened, and is there any way we can do something different? Could they have used tasers? If they'd have busted his window, could they have tased him? I don't think so. I think if they busted his window, he would have grabbed that gun and shot somebody. There is no perfect answer. I don't have one. You don't have one. But we all have answers. And because I don't have the right answer and you don't have the right answer is floating out there somewhere in between all of our answers. And that's where you guys come in. So let me know what you guys think on this. Do you think it was justified? Do you think the cops went overboard? Do you think Willie's completely at fault? Do you think he's completely blameless? Which way do you want the channel to go? Structured or fly by the seat of our pants? Those are the questions that I have for you. Alright, you guys take care. I will see you on the next one.